Well, I'm sorry for the unannounced vacancy of the last 2 days. It wasn't intentional, actually. Things got crowded out by other duties. But I'm back today with a poem from Hafiz. And this one's translated by Thomas Rain Crow. So we get a little bit of a different angle on some of Hafiz's poetry. It's called Like the Morning Breeze. Like the morning breeze, if you bring to the morning good deeds, the rose of our desire will open and bloom. Go forward and make advances down this road of love. In forward motion, the pain is great. To beg at the door of the wine house is a wonderful alchemy. If you practice this, soon you will be converting dust into gold. O heart, if only once you experience the light of purity, like a laughing candle, you can abandon the life you live in your head. But if you are still yearning for cheap wine and a beautiful face, don't go out looking for an enlightened job. Hafiz, if you are listening to this good advice, the road of love and its enrichment are right around the curve. I love some of these beautiful ideas in there that if just meeting the morning with good deeds, starting out that day with a positive outlook, with a positive commitment, kind of realigning your thoughts for the positive, because you have no idea what the day brings, right? It can bring anything. So when we're looking at something that can bring anything and we're going to imagine what it's going to be like, why in the world imagine horrible things? Why imagine failure? Why imagine danger? Why imagine, things not going right? Why mourn a day before it begins? So it's a lesson in starting up and looking at the rising sun and just being positive, just thinking today can be anything. It can be whatever I dream it to be. And set about putting your mind and your heart in place to make it a day of love, make it a day of good deeds, of positive living. Go forward and make advances down this road of love. In forward motion, the pain is great. You're not growing unless there's some pain involved, because comfort just produces what? Inertia. You stay where you are. It's not till you're a little bit uncomfortable that you move or shift or expand to try something new. So yes, the road of love is difficult because breaking down the ego, resisting the urge of satisfying the body and mind in its particular needs is tough to do. But just like weightlifting, unless you get a little bit of pain involved, unless you push your boundaries, which is the painful part, growth doesn't happen. For healing to take place, there has to be a little bit of breakage. So you break the unripe ego so that it can be healed into a ripe ego, an ego that is more inclusive, that's more expansive, that's more giving, more caring. He says that at the door of the wine house, this is a wonderful alchemy, because just sitting there with an intention of moving higher in your expression and manifestation of love causes the mind to expand, exposes the mind to an ideal, which becomes a seed of expansion, of growth. And alchemy, meaning that this wonderful mixture of just the attempt to be your ideal, just the putting the thought of your highest ideal within your mind causes inspiration, causes movement in an upward motion, just like helium in a balloon. So put those good thoughts in there. And he says, then you'll be able to convert dust into gold. That means the most boring moments of life can be full and rich with meaning because you've understood their nature, and their nature betrays a depth of richness, a depth of insight and wisdom that only the greatest of sages have actually even begun to mine. And this is your open invitation to step forward into it, he says, to take this road of love and enrichment. It's right around the corner. It's right there at your fingertips, completely open with your name on it. You, the heir to all of its goodness. You, the ultimate manifestation of pure love, pure intelligence, and pure being. He says, but if you're still looking for cheap wine and a pretty face, which means you're still looking for those things of the senses that come easily, the low-picked fruit, the things that are pleasant but not necessarily good. If you want those things, then don't go on telling yourself you're looking for that enlightened job. Just take the momentary pleasant and know that it's expensive in the long run.